Right, yeah. Welcome everybody. I think the best way. Oh, Shui's here.
Good evening, New York. The Ron Freeze statement.
So I think what makes most sense is we'll chazer over the Mishnah like very fast, and then go into starting the Gemara.
Yeah, very good. Okay, quickly through the Mishnah.
So
Very good.
we're gonna go fast through it. Obviously, if anybody has questions, please. Megila Nikres B'Yud Aleph B'Yud Beis B'Yud Gimel B'Yud Aleph Tesvav. The Megillah can be read on the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th. Like Pachas v'Lo Yoyser. Not before, not after. And we're going to discuss what the situations are when we would read on the 11th, or on the 13th, or on the 14th. The Mishnah is going to go now and describe all that. So walled cities from the time of Yeshua ben Nun read the Megillah on Tesvav, the 15th. Kfarim v'ayeres gedolos karim b'yadalid. Villages and big cities read on the 14th. El shakfar makdim liyom haknisa. The only difference is the villages go back to Yom HaKnisa, which is a Monday or a Thursday, and they don't go forward, they go back. Ketzad. What is the case? Choli yos yadalid b'sheni. If Yudalid falls out on a Monday, Kfarim v'ayeres gedolos karim b'yayim. It's also Yom HaKnisa, so the people from the villages, just like the people from the big city, read on that day, on Monday. And the walled cities read on the next day, which is Tuesday. If Yudal falls out on Tuesday or Wednesday, the villages go back to Monday, they read on Monday. And the big cities read on that day, on Tuesday or Wednesday. The following day, the walled cities would read Megillah. If Yudal falls out on a Thursday, the villages and big cities read on that day, on Thursday, because it's also Yom HaKnisa. And the following day, which is Friday, the walled cities would read Megillah. If Yudal falls out on Erev Shabbos, the villages go back to Thursday, and the big cities and the walled cities read by B'yayim on that day, on Erev Shabbos. Ryan, the reason is because Shabbos, we don't read the Megillah, and Shabbos would be Tesvav, and we don't read the Megillah after Tesvav. If Yudal falls out on Shabbos, the villages and the big cities are makdim to Yom HaKnisa, which is Thursday. Because once you're pushing off, you don't push it off to Friday, you're pushing off to Thursday. And the walled cities, Tesvav is basically on Sunday, so they read it on Sunday. If Yudal falls out on Sunday, the villages go back to Thursday, read on Thursday. And the big cities, the big cities read it on Sunday, the day that it falls out on. And the surrounded cities read it on the next day, which is Monday, right? Sunday, after Sunday is Monday. Okay, got it. Okay, Gemara, we're going to start now. Megillah Nikres B'Yud Aleph Minolan. So the Gemara is asking a question, which is a little unusual of a question, because it's asking, how do we know this? How do we know this? It's kind of a loaded question, because a lot of times the Gemara asks, well, how does the Mishnah know this? But as we read on, you'll see what the question really is. Megillah Nikres B'Yud Aleph Minolan. From where do we know this? Where do we take this Yud Aleph from? Because we know the Megillah says on Yudalit and Tesvav are the days of Purim. The Gemara says, Minolan, come on. From where do you know the 11th? We're going to get to a Mishnah that's going to tell us that because Chacham Hekidu al Kfarim liyos makdim liyom HaKnisa, kedei sheyaspiku mayim mazon lachem shebekrachim. Yispiku. I was looking at the right. I saw in the art school.
I don't know if I would argue with you.
Yaspiku, right? No, I'm saying it says in the art school Yaspiku. It's the only one that I saw. They're providing. That's what they're doing, right? So, why are some people reading on the 11th, on the 12th? Because the people from the villages we discussed yesterday are the people that are bringing the food to the people, for their suda, and they didn't have refrigeration, so like the produce was delivered pretty much that day, the next day, 2 days. So the people from the villages kind of had to be available, and because of that, the Chachamim were makel that they could do it on other days, read the Megillah. Anan hochi kamrin. Say what?
What is those last two words?
That they should provide mayim, water and food, in the cities, like a krachim.
Brothers in the cities?
Yeah, for their brothers in the city.
The
Yeah.
Jewish brothers.
For the bros. Anan hachi kamrina. So this is what the Gemara, the Tanakama, means to ask. Michti, let's see. Kulhu anshe knesset hagedayla takninhu. All of this was masakin by Anshe Knesset Hagedayla. So Anshe Knesset Hagedayla was the time of Mordechai and Esther. They were masakin Purim. They were also masakin a lot of other things that we have, like tefillah and the davening and a lot of interesting things that we do. Some of us, no, all of us. So the Gemara says that really all these days were masakin by Anshe Knesset Hagedayla. Why? The Is Halgedaitach Anshe Knesset. If you're going to say that the working theory is that Anshe Knesset Gedolah set up Yudalet and Tesvav as the days that we read the Gemara, and then that we read the Megillah, right? Very good. See, Shmili's listening. I don't know if anybody else, but Shmili's definitely listening. Yeah, I have to throw in a mistake here and there just to make sure. So,
You're supposed to fact check.
right, fact check, right, exactly. The fact checkers. So, it can be, the Gemara is saying that it can be that Anshe Knesset Gedolah set up Yudalet and Tesvav as the days to read the Megillah, and then the Rabbanim came later, and they're like, you know what, let's also add, like that sounds like, the conservative people saying that, now we drive on Shabbos. Chas v'sholom, right? So that's what that would be. So the Gemara is like, that can be, that situation can be that Anshe Knesset Gedolah set up specific days to read the Megillah, and now it becomes part of halacha, and then the Rabbanim come later, right? Now, why can't that be? Because there's a rule in Shas that, I guess everywhere, that if Bezin was masakin something, the only way that you could turn over that decree is if you have to be bigger and greater than the previous Bezdin, right? So if
To overrule.
right, to overrule, obviously, yeah, you have to be bigger.
Or to change.
B'chacham of minyan,
Modify and overrule.
modify, right? We don't like too much the modifications over here in this. There's other religions they do that, we don't. We learned in a Mishnah, Ein Bezdin, Yachol, Levatel Divrei Bezdin Chaveroi. One Bezdin is not able to nullify. Dispute? Okay, that's a good one. But I think nullify is what, the word that we. I think. Elam Kain, Godel Mimena B'Chachma U B'Minyan. Right? So they would have to be greater and bigger than the previous Bezdin. So if a Bezdin sets up a takana, the only way to overturn that takana is bring a bigger Bezdin and a greater Bezdin.
Right. Supreme.
Yeah, which
higher,
is-
higher level.
Ella, so the Gemara's Miyash this whole thing. Pshita. It's very simple. Ella Pshita. Kulhu Anshe Knesset Gedolah Takinu. All these days were masakin by the Anshe Knesset Gedolah. they were separate situations that they were, that they were Masakin Yud Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel, that the Mishnah all, because a Mishnah came after Anshe Knesset Gdola, so a Mishnah can't come and just like slug up the whole Anshe Knesset Gdola. I think that's where we'll stop for.
Yeah.